Good morning, everyone. Shelley Hancock here, and welcome to Shelley's Show and Tell. Thank you so much for taking your Monday morning to spend with me. I truly, truly appreciate it. Today we have Jess Gable, our Chief Success Officer, and Summer Hill, our Director of Customer Support, joining us to talk about TCA Peels, and this is peel season. This is the time to start working on your clients with our acid peels. So we're going to go over that a little bit today. But our first thing, as usual, my Monday morning saying, and this morning is the Charisma Myth by Olivia Fox Cabani. I hope I'm saying that right. I think that I've read out of this one before. One of my favorite stories in here, and you'll have to get the book and read this, is about Marilyn Monroe. And there was a news person interviewing her, and they were on the subway in New York. And she was down in the subway, and nobody knew who she was. Right? She was Norma Jean because she was just being small. And as they came up the stairs, she looked at the reporter and she said, "Do you want to see her?" And he said, "Yes." And she just struck a pose, and all of a sudden the whole world came at her. So that's charisma. You can put it away and you can bring it out. And I believe in our industry, we've got to show charisma to our clients. Okay, so here's the saying. This is on the chapter on the different charisma styles. There's focus, visionary, kindness, and authority. Focus charisma is primarily based on the perception of presence. It gives people the feeling that you are fully present with them, listening to them, absorbing what they say. Focus charisma makes people feel heard, listened to, and understood. One of the foundations of charisma is making people feel good about themselves. Make others feel that their opinions matter and that they are important to you. I just feel like, when we're dealing with our clients, that's one of the most important things, is to have them feel important. Jess, almighty wisdom, Jess.
I love that so much as a woman, and really working with a lot of women. I agree that one of the sort of Tony Robbins things that you learn if you follow him is what the actual architecture of a woman is versus a man. And women love to feel safe, heard, valued, and seen. And I think that's really important. And when you're talking about Marilyn, just that charisma that we have the choice to turn on and off, but we don't always have it when we don't feel confident in our own power, in our own skin, in the way that we transform into the world. It makes me think of a client that I got to meet in Skin Experts, Caroline, who shared with us how when she initially started having her skin worked on, she felt very shy and not very confident, and she wouldn't have been the person she was when I met her. And then she said, because of the transition in the way she felt in her skin and that relationship with her esthetician, that she was just a light when I met her. She was like, I wasn't like this. And I think that's so much that she realized that really it was a choice inside her with a little assistance from her esthetician to let herself shine. And then you could really feel her charisma. I loved it.
Love it. I love it. Well, let's move on, right, to our TCA Peel season, trichloroacetic acid. I'm going to let you guys do all the technical stuff, but I'm going to tell you guys every year for many, many years about this time, I do a peel series on my clients once a week for 6 weeks. Each week they come in, I add another layer, ending up with 6 layers at the end of the 6 weeks. And the results are absolutely incredible. So when I got involved with Cool, that was one of the first products that I had them develop for me, because I just really wanted that to be part of our Skin Experts protocol. And we're getting that started down there at Skin Experts right now. Another way I use it is just one layer of it as a booster in a treatment. Your client's not going to have any peeling. All it's going to do is take the results of their facial treatment just up to another level. So this is a good time of year to do that. You never, ever want to do a series of peels in the summer. You don't know that your clients are going to follow your directions by staying out of the sun. So you're going to waste your time and money by doing it during the summer. So speaking of summer, Summer, would you like to take over with the technical jargon?
Sure. And just to sort of piggyback off of what Shelley said, not only do we not want to be doing peels during the summertime, we also don't want to be doing peels when we're in the harsh dead of winter either, because that can also lead to other issues with like your moisture barrier being completely out of whack. Sometimes in certain climates, the weather is just too harsh once we start getting into those really cold winter months. So now is that really nice sort of sweet spot that we really want to be in order to do our peels. And again, like you said, with compliance, this is one of the reasons I love our TCA, is because it really sort of takes that concern not completely off the table, but we've really built in a really fantastic sort of like mechanism where they're not going to have an extreme amount of peeling. They're not going to have an extreme amount of irritation. And then the home care that they have, it's set up for them. Very easy, minimal steps. They're not going to have to think too hard about what they're applying. So it sort of takes that concern, lightens that off of our shoulders just a little bit, which is really fantastic. So that's one of the reasons why I love Cool is our back bar is extremely targeted. The percentages that we're using of the azelaic acid for melanin production, the trichloroacetic, obviously, again, for, to lighten and sort of peel away those areas of discoloration, tiny amount of hydroquinone for the same effect. There's kojic in there to brighten. And then, of course, there's hyaluronic acid. And we talk about hyaluronic acid being, the ultimate in holding moisture. Hyaluronic acid is also extremely important for healthy collagen synthesis. It's a fantastic ingredient to have, again, to sort of start that process of keeping the skin from peeling, from becoming too irritated. So it's a really targeted ingredient deck in that TCA. And then it allows us, or you, I guess, as the esthetician, when you're sending them home with home care, to just piggyback off of that with the products that have that proprietary microalgae, probiotic, and hemp oil formulation that's in all of our home care. Jess, I don't know, did you have something that you wanted to pop up on the screen? I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure. Yep, absolutely, Summer. And we can pull up first, just share this little bit here. Just really talking about the cool difference when you're dealing with our TCA, first of all, and then I'll pull up the ingredients, just knowing that it's a blend of ingredients that are synergistically created by our formulators to really take into consideration the reinforcing of the skin's barrier. I know, Summer, before you were mentioning that a lot of times estheticians shy away from the TCA. They shy away from using it in their treatment room, and it really does have the power to really make a difference in healing and repairing. And we've taken that into consideration with what Summer just said by layering in our ingredients and not necessarily going in with a really high level that's going to cause downtime or degradation over time, and really working with the homeostasis of the skin. And I think that's something really special about the Cool line, because Shelley really understands the industry and what we need to do. And our clients, sometimes they think they want that downtime, right? They think they want that heavy peel. They think it's going to be the solution, but they don't fully understand what the consequences are going to be for them at home and for their own personal maintenance, and what it could mean in the long run for the way that their skin works for them. So with our TCA, with this real cool difference of using really, really great ingredients to work synergistically together to reinforce and protect against vulnerabilities, and then to guide them step by step with what, let's see if I can get that to work, what Summer was saying, and just sort of on the ingredients there. And Summer, do you want to add anything in regards to that sort of hesitation for estheticians when it comes to using a TCA? But, Shelley being really, really excited about it and knowing that it is powerful as a series, and as well using it at the end of a treatment, how powerful that can be for our estheticians.
Yes, I'm just going to pipe in for a second. It's like a scary word, right? A big old long, scary word to somebody. So, oh, no, I can't do that, And then I often have people, I tell them that I put the client under LED after I apply the layer or layers. And they're like, oh, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, I do, you know. You get such better results by doing that. So I don't want you guys to be afraid of that. Okay, go ahead, Summer.
No, absolutely. And you make a fair point. I'm going to have the conversation with Carrie. Even just last week, we basically said the same thing, that TCA it's one of those peels that can be a little intimidating. And you sort of, in your head, you get that photo, that image that pops up of someone who has, extreme peeling. And that's just not the case with our depigmentation mask. Like Shelley said, popping your client underneath LED is just going to promote that healthy collagen synthesis that we're looking for, on top of taking care of the pigmentation issues. And so don't be afraid is really the takeaway. But if you are, that's okay, because that's why we're here. So we're here if you have any questions, if you're curious. Like we have 2 different protocols right now for our TCA. But if you are looking for something additional, reach out to us. Like, that's what we're here for. Like, we're here to sort of hold your hand through that process. And then once you do that first series and your client sees the results and the change in their skin, you see the change and the results in their skin, you're going to question, okay, why did I not do this? Why did I not do this
Years
sooner?
ago? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it because it's like a slow burn, right?
Mhm.
It's about treatment 4 that a lot of people go through a little bit of dryness, a little bit of flakiness, but there's never sheets of skin peeling off. I did that a lot in the 90s, on clients, and those days are gone. We can get that same results. It's going to take a little bit longer, but without any downtime for the client. And then again, don't be hesitant to use this as a booster, just one layer of it in your treatment, because truly it does. If you know your client, what they typically look like at the end of your facial with them, somebody you've seen for a long time, if you add that one layer of booster in there, you're going to see the difference. You're just going to see a little bit more results, a little bit more glow, brightening of the skin.
I think one of the things that really shines in our TCA is the fact that we have that hyaluronic acid in there as well, and what it can do for the skin. And what Summer always talks about is that collagen matrix, right? Summer?
Yeah, so the actual structure of the collagen. And that's important. I know that TCA and that, are with our azelaic, and it's meant for pigmentation issues. But TCA is such a fantastic peel for just general age management. And I think when you're working with an age management client, you really want to protect that collagen synthesis. You want that collagen. You don't want to denature it. You don't want to cause trauma, because there is a way that collagen naturally forms. And it forms in a very beautiful crosshatch pattern. And that crosshatch pattern can be, like I said, it can be denatured if we're not using the appropriate ingredients to support it on a cellular level. It can lead to sort of like just not ideal. It's not an ideal way for the collagen to form in the skin. And so we want to protect that as much as we can, especially with our age management clients, because we know that collagen production becomes an issue as we start to age. And so having that hyaluronic acid in the formulation, which does have, a direct effect on the fibroblasts of the skin. It is a mechanism that they've studied. It's a mechanism that we're going to talk about actually in our upcoming webinar that we're going to be having on Wednesday, October the 26th at 11 Pacific. So if you want to know more about the mechanisms and a little bit of the science behind how hyaluronic has an effect on the skin, along with the actual mechanisms of the azelaic and the TCA, how those all go together, you're going to want to join us for that, because I could talk forever and we only have a few minutes, but we're going to get into all of those details in the webinar, and we would really love to have you there.
Nice plug, Summer. Right in there. Right in there. I love it. Jess, can you take the screen down so we can see everybody's beautiful faces?
Absolutely.
There we go. Oh, wow. Great. Love it. So this week, our TCA Peel is 15% off. So if you want to get started with your clients, this is the time right now, because then they are going to look absolutely fabulous and glowing for the holidays. So now this week is the time to grab that TCA and get started. You will get the protocol with it for sure. And then you have Jess and Summer and I and Carrie also to talk to about anything that you need. Any last words, Jess? Words of wisdom for us?
No, but definitely, as Summer said, we do have that amazing webinar coming up, and as well some really beautiful product education and special bundles. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more with our success team, which is just an extension of Shelley's knowledge and support, that Shelley has been so amazing to provide to all of the estheticians now, please feel free to reach out to one of your account managers, myself or Carrie. And if you don't have someone, then you can reach out to Summer, and we can all support you in helping to serve your clients that much better during this period of time when we really have an amazing opportunity to gift our clients the repairing and really take them in that direction where they can feel confident and bring it back to that charisma that they have the power of putting into their lives that makes women feel so much more seen and appreciated.
Awesome. Thanks, Jessica. Everyone, thank you so much for taking your Monday morning with us. Go out there and make it a great day. See you next week.